we started this program about 2.5 years ago, and we knew that there was a need for like good information about autism. And so I work at a medical university called Medical University of South Carolina. So I'm a child and adolescent psychiatrist and adult psychiatrist, and I specialize in autism. And we have all these patients that we've worked with for years, some of the wonderful people you're going to meet with today. And it folds in right with your talk, your TED talk, where it's like, these kids with autism grow up. And we saw needs for not only social skills, but also vocational skills. We knew we wanted to raise autism awareness and hopefully get some quality information out there about autism, whether it's medical or also what we feel is the gold is the firsthand experience. So we thought, well, if there was going to be an autism news network, wouldn't it be great if the people writing, producing, and directing the content are adults with autism? And so that's who we are.
Awesome.
Ainsley, do you want to start and just wave hi?
Oh, hi, I'm Ainsley, and I'm with the ANN, as you know.
Then Dr. Eblin is here.
Hi, I'm Amanda Eblin. I'm one of the psychiatric nurse practitioners that works with Dr. Gwinnett, Institute of Psychiatry at Medical University of South Carolina.
Cool. And then we'll go over to Patrick in the green shirt.
Hi, I'm Patrick. I'm one of the video editors for ANN.
Awesome.
Cool. And then we'll go down to David.
Hey, my name is David.
Cool. And then Lee, why don't you say hello?
Hi, my name is Lee.
Hey, and then we're going to go over to one of our volunteers, Mark Mandel.
Hi, I'm Mark. I'm one of the volunteers.
And then we'll go to Jennifer.
Hello.
Okay, and then we'll drop down to a young lady that we know as the drama queen, but her official name is Christina.
Hi.
Christina is a very talented interviewer, editor. We've got a lot of talent in the room today. And our next talented participant is Chris.
Hey. I'm Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Cool. And then the man they call the godfather of the Autism News Network. And also known as Scott. And then Erin Hopper is here. She's a volunteer.
Hi, I'm Erin.
Cool. And then our newest member, Kyle.
Hello, Dr. Magro.
Hey, Kyle.
I'm Kyle.
And then Miles.
Hey.
All right, here we go. Hello and welcome to the Autism News Network. We're here today with a very special guest, Dr. Kerry Magro, who is a best-selling author. He is an amazing worldwide social advocate. You may have seen his TED Talk, which is available on YouTube, about what happens to children with autism when they grow up to become adults. It's 17 minutes of some of the best education you will ever have to see that video. He also advises Hollywood studios about how to make authentic characters with autism to be sure that those are portrayed in a fair and accurate manner. He's just basically an incredible advocate for the autism community. So everyone, please join me with a round of applause for our guest, Dr. Kerry Magro.
Thank you all so much for having me. I really appreciate being here today.
So thank you everyone for joining us. Without further ado, we are going to roll into our questions, which have been authored by our Autism News Network participants. Our first question is from Chris. Chris, take it away.
All right. You didn't speak until the age of 2.5 years. What got you where you are today?
Awesome question, Chris. So one of the big red flags my parents saw was the fact that I was completely nonverbal until I was 2.5. I didn't say my first word juice until I was about 3 and didn't start speaking complete sentences until I was 7. Some of the things that helped me tremendously growing up were occupational, physical, speech, music, and theater therapy. Those were the 5 therapies that really helped me get to the point where I am today. And my parents really realized that they needed to meet me where I was in my development. I think that's so important because autism is such a wide spectrum. So my parents did their homework and they found those therapies to help me tremendously. And without their love and support, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Our next question comes from Lee. It's kind of a follow-up to our first question.
What kind of help did you have growing up with autism?
It was definitely a lot of therapy, a lot of supports. It was also having my teachers really try to meet me where I was. A lot of people think of autism as one size fits all, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. So my teachers, specifically, I remember my first grade teacher was just a tremendous resource for me, because she really realized that I was so much more than just my challenges. I also had some tremendous strengths. And I think strength-based learning was something that really took off when I was very, very young. And it was something that really helped me. I didn't know I had autism until I was like 11 and a half. But once I learned I had autism, it was life-changing. From all the years of kind of not knowing why I had my strengths and challenges, and everything becoming full circle right after that.
Our next question comes from Patrick.
Who inspired you as a child?
Who inspired me as a child? You know, I think, again, it goes back to my mom and dad. Seeing them working so hard to help me with my therapies as a kid gave me the self-motivation, understanding that if they were working so hard to help me, that I should try to have that same self-motivation for myself. And I wasn't a really motivated kid growing up, but once I learned I had autism and I realized how much my parents were doing in things such as my IEP meetings to give me the most support possible, it made me realize that if they could have so much motivation to try to help me, I should try to have that same motivation to try to help myself.
Our next question is going to come from Christina.
How did your family cope with challenges growing up?
My parents didn't know anyone who was on the autism spectrum. So growing up, they would watch movies like Rain Man, and they unfortunately would get like stereotypical. They would think all people with autism were boys. All of them had photogenic memories, and all of them would go to Las Vegas with you when they turned 21 and when you allow money on the blackjack tables. I think one of the things that my parents did to really help me with my challenges growing up was reward systems. I think that was really, really key. We had token systems, which you can find online, which help so many kids on the autism spectrum. And that really helped me with a lot of my challenges. Once they saw desired behaviors, they reinforced that with reward systems to really help me when I was a kid. So I think that was one of the things that really they try to help me with it.
That's cool.
Yeah, and our next question is from Ainsley.
Did you experience any bullying growing up?
Oh yes, all the time. I would befriend bullies because it was really hard for me to make friendships growing up, and I didn't understand sarcasm. I didn't understand jokes. So a lot of the times when I was growing up, I would befriend bullies because even though they were giving me negative attention, it was some form of attention. And I think this is one of the biggest challenges I see in the schools today. Those with autism and special needs are twice as likely to be bullied compared to their non-disabled peers. And it's one of the biggest crises in our school systems today, along with cyberbullying. I know it's a big, big one. And it personally affected me. It affected me almost going into college. And I think that's a big reason why when we talk about autism awareness, we need to talk about autism acceptance. Because at the end of the day, all of us want to be accepted for exactly who we are and our unique strengths and gifts that we provide to the world.